Today, I'd like to talk about something I didn't get any education on in law school. And the topic is how to interview a jury after the verdict. 100% of the time, after you complete a jury trial, you want to go out in the hallway and make yourself available and listen, because you are going to get feedback, which might be positive and might be negative, but which is going to be central to cleaning up your act from a juror's perspective, not what the administrators of the LSAT think about your intelligence and insight, or for that matter, a law professor, but instead run-of-the-mill, hardworking people that actually responded to the jury summonses. And in fact, one of the problems with law school is that you don't get feedback from rank and file individuals that are going to serve on the jury. And law schools should do that. So the trial is over, and there are a number of keys to how you conduct post-trial jury interviews. Rule number one is don't walk up to any juror. A lot of times they want out. They don't want to talk to both sides or a side. So what you do is you go into the hallway where they are, and if they want to talk to you, they'll come up to you. Second, when a juror comes up to you and wants to talk about the case, if you've lost, it can be very painful, but you want to smile. And the first thing you want to do is, as a member of the profession and as an attorney, thank them for their service and their time, because this is a time bleed, taking them away from their jobs, their family, and the system doesn't work unless they are willing to cooperate. There are more jury trials in the United States of America than every other country put together. The right to jury trial is on the list of complaints that are listed in the Declaration of Independence. The jury trial was born in blood. It is a central right, but it depends upon the public putting their time to the side and working with the system. When the discussion begins, answer questions. Jurors a lot of times don't know what was going down. Was there insurance? If it's a criminal case, were there prior convictions? And you want to answer questions for them. And I had a guy that I knew very, very well. His name was Bill, when I was a deputy district attorney on felony trial team in Contra Costa County. And Bill was a big biker guy with lots of tattoos, and he'd had a very bad motorcycle accident. So he had this transistor radio sized battery device and wires going into his bad leg. And, he was, a really, big burly guy. Well, Bill was a fan of mine. I mean, what he liked to do was come down and watch trials. I mean, that's what he did, as opposed to fishing or whatever. He liked to come down and watch Superior Court trials, and he never missed me. So I had this case, and it involved Hell's Angels, real gang members, and some very, very bad and dangerous people. And when we go to lunch, Bill would, come up and, say, "Hey, John, I really loved that, cross-examination," or, "Can you believe what a liar, that last witness was?" Well, the question that the jurors had, and it was all 12 of them, was, "Who's Bill?" Right? I mean, they figured that he had to be my narc, my cop, or an informant of some kind. And when I told him that everybody that he had no connection to the case, they were shocked, but they really needed to know, what was going on. You're going to get honest feedback, and what you want to ask them first and foremost is, was I respectful of your time? Did I get to the point? How could I have been more focused? And were you satisfied that I was more to the point than my opposing counsel? You want to listen very, very carefully to what jurors say on this topic, because most attorneys can't get out of their own way when they're asking repetitive questions and the same question multiple times. You want to listen to them, and the next time you try a case, you want to be even better. You want to ask the jurors what they liked and didn't like about your presentation. You want to ask them about witness credibility, and you want to ask them about what they want to share about how the case went down. And if you do not take advantage of the privilege of listening to the good news and the bad news, you are making a terrible, terrible mistake, because being educated by the public is the greatest asset you can have. Actually doing jury trials and letting the people that are your judges tell you what it is that they liked and did not like. The first thing that I say when I stand in front of a jury in closing argument is that this is sacred ground. This is ground that was born in blood. It was in the Declaration of Independence, and that the rights that people have against discrimination and whatnot aren't on some piece of paper that people with tricorn hats in some convention room made up. Instead, it is the breath and the life of the rights that we have developed and the progress we have made, what binds us together, regardless of our religion, color, or creed. The fact that we have jury trials, and that jury trials are the source of making our country greater and more inclusive. Talk to the jury afterwards, listen carefully.